G'day folks, welcome back to another update on natural gas. So soon, but we've had a bit of a gap up over the weekend. So again, we did project last time there'd be a bounce, and it did happen, and it's still in the bearish momentum. So we'll talk about that. But again, just in terms of some fundamentals, the natural gas market, global demand for natural gas is projected to grow, driven by industrial usage and strong demand from Asian markets like China and India. However, supply disruptions, including geopolitical instability, example Ukraine conflict, and underperformance of LNG production are creating price volatility. Key prices are expected to stay elevated but below extreme peaks of 2022. ETFs BOIL, KOLD and UNG. BOIL is leveraged long ETF, benefiting from short-term spikes in gas prices, while KOLD, leveraged inverse ETF, offers exposure to declining prices. Both are highly volatile and cater to short-term traders. UNG natural gas ETF reflects spot price movements and provides long-term exposure. Outlooks depend on winter weather, geopolitical risk, and Asian LNG demand. Demand for AI data centers. AI and cloud computing are increasing electricity demand, indirectly driving natural gas consumption in regions reliant on gas-fired power plants. While direct quantification is limited, data centers projected to consume 3% of global power by 2030 are expected to contribute significantly to gas demand in developed regions. So before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel. So here we've got the trends first off on the monthly, the weekly and the daily. We always start with the trends. And on the monthly, you can see there the price is still above the moving averages of the CCI. And again, those new to the channel, these moving averages on both the price and the CCI are in a video in the description below to view that in your own time. So you can see here the price is broken above those moving averages, and as well as the CCI is broken above its respective moving averages, giving us a bullish signal on the monthly. On the weekly, it's still bullish. You'll see there since around 9th of September. The weekly is showing bullish movement above the CCI, likewise the price. So again, bullish movement on the weekly. However, on the daily, it has broken downside. So it's below the moving averages of both the price as well as the CCI. Now, we did have a spike into that moving average range on the daily, giving us a neutral signal, but it's finally broken to the downside again, giving us a continuation of a downtrend. So if you're trading on the intraday, and that's where we look at the 1 hour time frame, and you can interchange this with your own time frame, whether it's a 2 hour, 4 hour, etc. So we only take short trades from this point. Now you can see here, we did have back here before our last video, we did have this bullish divergence, higher lows on the CCI versus lower lows on the price, and the price did actually make an attempt here, and it kept bouncing from there. You'll notice here if we extended that trend line, that still would have been a bullish divergence, and eventually did break and it actually gapped higher. Now, I don't trade these divergences. I look at them as a potential to exit the trade. If I'm going short, for example, and I see the bullish divergence, then I look at potentially a way to get out, and I like to exit the trade when the CCI breaks into the moving average range, or at the very least when the price does as well. And what happened here was we had this gap up after our last video, and then it's finally coming back down again. Now, I don't go long during this period because, again, we only trade in the direction of the higher time frame. So the daily hasn't broken long, so we don't take any long trades. So again, be careful of going long when you see these bullish divergences, or when it breaks above, we only trade in the direction of the higher time frame. Now at the moment, it's still trending low. It's below the CCI moving average. Likewise, the price, the daily is low, so we take short trades, and you'd be in a trade today if you went short around about there. For BOIL on the monthly, it's still very strongly bearish. There's no CCI for that. So bearish movement on the monthly, not much to say about that one. On the weekly, we do have this bullish divergence, higher lows on the CCI versus lower lows on the price, and that's been a very long-term bullish divergence since February 2023. The price has been declining, but the CCI keeps rising, so very slow moving bullish divergence. On the daily, if I zoom out, we've got this, it's been in this range now between this resistance at 61.05 and this support at 35.98, and it looks like it's almost hit a double bottom here, bouncing off that support again. But notice we've got the daily's broken into that moving average range after being bearish. So avoid going long or short on the intraday until we see this break decisively above that moving average range, or break back down below it again. So again, going into the intraday time frame, the 1 hour time frame, avoid going long or short again until we see this break above or below that moving average range. But at the moment, we don't have any divergence to speak of. That CCI is moving in line with the price, and that's what you normally want to see. And if there's any divergence, you could probably argue that was a bullish divergence there, a double bottom on the CCI there versus a slightly lower lows on the price. I haven't marked it, but potentially that was one there. It did actually bounce from there, but at the moment, neutral positioning on BOIL. For KOLD, this is the inverse ETF. It's bullish above the moving averages of the monthly. There's no CCI for it on the monthly. On the weekly, this has also been a very long-term bullish movement. Now you'll notice there was a bullish divergence back here from that. Let me just expand this one. So that lower lows on the price there versus that period there, I won't draw that, you won't be able to see the trend line, but from that point there to about that point, and the price kept rising with the CCI kept rising, and then ultimately the price started to rise as well. So that's been a bullish divergence, again very long term since the start of 2022. At the moment it's still bullish on the weekly. Now if I go back out to the daily, this has been again stuck in this minor support resistance range. Minor support at 61.65, resistance at 78.30. It's actually broken above it slightly, hitting that major resistance at 85.10, broken back down again. It's currently just bouncing off that minor support as well. Now you'll notice on the daily it's actually hitting this in this neutral positioning. So again, avoid going long or short on the intraday until we see this decisively break above or below on the intraday. And if we go to the intraday chart, again, avoid going long or short, but at the moment you'll see here we did have a bullish divergence back here versus slightly lower lows on the price. Now, you would not have been in the, actually you would have been in a trade there on a short positioning, because you'll notice back there on the daily, that was short, and you would have taken a short position when it broke below there. That would have been a nice little trade to take. Exit the trade when that CCI breaks into the moving average range there. If you're trading on the hourly, this is the hourly of the chart, of course. Re-enter it when it breaks below that moving average range, because you're still going short on the daily, based on the daily trend, and then exit again when CCI breaks into that moving average range. So both those exits would have been near the bottom of those little price drops. Now at the moment, as I said, the daily is neutral, so avoid going long or short until we see the daily break one way or the other. So for UNG, this has been neutral for some time on the monthly. It's a very narrow moving average range on the CCI versus a bearish outlook on the monthly price chart below its moving averages. On the weekly, we've also had another bullish divergence here, higher lows on the CCI versus lower lows on the price. That CCI is still rising and the price is still dropping, so wait for it to break higher before going long on this one. On the daily, similar to KOLD, that's been in this minor support and resistant levels. Again, you'll notice that the CCI has broken into that neutral positioning. So again, similar to the other charts, avoid going long or short until we see more decisive movement on the daily. So again, on the intraday, on the 1 hour time frame, avoid going long or short until you see this break above or below the moving average range. There was no divergence to talk of. That also gapped up. Again, that was moving in line with the CCI was moving in line with the price. So no real big surprises there. But again, avoid going long or short until we see this decisively break above or below the moving average range. To support the channel more, hit that like and subscribe button and share the video. For added benefits and the cost of a coffee, consider subscribing to the Patreon page, where we look at weekly scans of bullish trending shares and insider trades that may have occurred. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.